Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to another session, and today we are recording the very last of the supplementary sessions for the grade 8 exam. What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to compile all the videos into one video. It's going to be slightly long, so it's going to be about 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. But I've been asked by many students to try and do that. So instead of having multiple videos, I'm going to have one main video. Now, as always, I will ask that you please try and answer the questions before I do. Here we go. We're going to try and keep this under 15 minutes as well. We should be able to. Okay, so we're talking about energy transformations. And the first question, we've got a juggler. We've got a person who's juggling a ball. And we're asked to say if the statement is going to be true or if the statement is going to be false. And if it's going to be false, we basically change the answer to what makes it true, right? So here we've got a ball that's being juggled up in the air and then back down again. Now, from what we know, at this highest point, the ball has a lot of gravitational potential energy. So I'm just going to do a quick explanation. As I said before, these are not explanation videos. So if you need more explanation, you go back to the original video, please. But at this point here, the ball has a lot of gravitational potential energy, right? A lot of it at that point there. And as it's falling down, over here it's got a lot of kinetic energy, and over here it has a lot of kinetic energy as well. But at the highest point, it has most gravitational potential energy. Anyway, so the first statement says an energy transformation is occurring only at point 3. No, that is absolutely false. An energy transformation is occurring everywhere, at all points. How is it occurring at all points? But at every point, there's something happening. Either it's going from gravitational potential to kinetic, or from kinetic to gravitational potential. As it's going through the air, there's also a bit of heat as well. So there's energy transformations happening all the time. In this example, the law of conservation of energy states or says that the ball never loses kinetic energy. Never loses kinetic energy. This is also false. The reason for that is the ball never loses energy, but it does lose kinetic energy. There is a difference there. So the ball will always maintain its total amount of energy. Energy before equals energy after. However, some of the energy before might be gravitational potential energy. Some of the energy before might be kinetic energy. Some of the energy before might be chemical energy. The energy after might be something else, but the total energy is the same. So a quick example of that is like saying, for example, I've got 10 Kuwaiti dinars. That is equivalent to roughly 30 American dollars. So if I say I had 10 dinars, then I traveled to the States, and now I have $30. I don't have any Kuwaiti dinars left, but I still have $30, which is the total amount of energy I had before. The total amount of currency is still the same. Okay, so that's what we mean. Energy before equals energy after, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same form of energy. Okay. Number 3, as the ball rises from point 1 to point 3, it slows down. That is true. It slows down because the energy goes from kinetic to potential. The ball has the most potential energy at point 3. That is also true. The most gravitational potential energy is at point 3. Number 5 says the ball has the most kinetic energy as it leaves point 2. As it leaves point 2. No, that is false. It has the most. False. It has the most kinetic energy as it leaves point 1. Okay. Write a definition for each of these terms in the lines below. Energy transformation. Energy transformation. So when energy changes from one form to another. That's what energy transformation is. The law of conservation of energy. Now you really need to know that one. Okay, you really need to know that one, and you need to be aware of it. Okay, this is a very important law in physics. Law of conservation of energy simply states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Okay, Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So I can change it from one form to another, but I cannot make it or destroy it. Next, fill in the blanks to complete each statement. All forms of energy can be what? Can be transformed. Can be transformed. Okay? All forms of energy can be transformed to other forms of energy. Number 2 says a change from one form of energy to another is called an energy transformation or energy transfer. Energy transformation. So transformation is when something changes to something else. When you use a match to light a candle, multiple transformations of energy occur. Multiple transformations of energy occur. And next one says, the law of what of energy tells how much energy is present after electromagnetic energy changes to sound. Okay, so the law of conservation of energy. Okay, the law of conservation of energy tells us how much energy is present after electromagnetic energy changes to sound. Number 5 says whenever a moving object experiences friction, some of its kinetic energy is changed into heat or thermal. Anytime two objects are rubbing with each other, you experience thermal energy. And if you're finding this a little bit challenging, please go back and watch the video lesson on this chapter. Your body changes chemical energy into what energy when you walk up the stairs? Kinetic. Hopefully you remember that, because of course as the body starts moving, it changes the chemical energy from the food or the fat that you've got stored in your body into kinetic energy or moving energy. Write the letter of the correct answer in the line on the left. Fusion reaction in the sun changed nuclear energy into electromagnetic, which is light. Okay, hopefully you remember that electromagnetic energy equals light energy. Okay, electromagnetic energy, electromagnetic. Oh my God, that's horrible handwriting. Sorry. Electromagnetic, or EM, is light. Okay. In a pendulum, a continuous change occurs between kinetic energy and potential energy. It goes from gravitational potential at this point down to kinetic at this point, back to gravitational potential at this point, and then back to, and so on and so forth. Number 9, a baseball in play has its lowest gravitational potential energy when it's in contact with the bat, when it hits the ground, because then there's no height when it hits the ground. And finally, energy can be neither destroyed nor created. The only entity that is able to create is God. And with that, we are done, basically. Hopefully you didn't find that too challenging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compile all of these videos together. Best of luck for the exam. All the best.